Hello again, this is Touch 'Em All. I'm our Carman, that's Matt Verderame. He moved all weekend. I helped him for 20 minutes. Just want to get that on the record before we get into the Draymond Green kick to the lower region. Okay, I don't think it was intentional. I think he was flailing for a foul. I don't think somebody says in their head in that split moment of time, I'm going to nail someone where it really hurts. I think you disagree with me.
I do. Kicked him right in the family jewels, did it on purpose. I'm convinced. I just looked at that replay and said, there's no way. There is no way that was unintentional. He landed and then just jumped up and beamed him in the nuts.
I was trying to stay away from the nuts language, but let's just go right into it.
It is what it is.
So he beamed him in the nuts. Now, do you think in your Matt Verderame world that he was thinking at some point in this series, I'm going to get a chance to beam him in the nuts, and that's what I'm going to do? Because you can't just believe that in that moment in time he just...
I don't think that was the thought process. I think the thought process was, I'm playing like crap. We're playing like crap. We're down in game 3. We only lost 9 games all season, and we're playing like a team that may have lost 29 games this season. And I think when he came down, he got frustrated, and he just, out of a reaction, just kicked him. And he happened to kick him right in the nuts. And if I'm the NBA, I'm looking at that and saying, we don't let guys get kicked in the nuts. That's a problem.
So you want him suspended?
I would suspend him for a game. I think if Dante Jones got suspended, then Draymond Green should be suspended. I thought if Jones had been fined, then Green gets it. And I know everybody's going to say, well, it's Dante Jones. It's different. Hey, look, it is what it is. It's the action. You're suspending the action.
Okay, but the NBA is not going to suspend him. In fact, I would vote on, or I'd bet on, rescind the flagrant versus the suspension.
I don't think they'll rescind the flagrant. Unfortunately, I do ultimately agree with you. I think they will just try to look the other way because he's too big of a player and it's too big of a series. And I know Stephen A. Smith already came out and said, they should suspend him, but please don't, because the game, which is the biggest joke ever. It's an awful take. If they should suspend him, then suspend him. But they won't. They should, but you're right. They probably won't. They'll just fine him.
Andrew Bogut, Warriors center. This is the first time we've gotten our ass kicked wire to wire all season. I mean, the Thunder had a 41-point lead. But then you look over at the Warriors bench, there's Steph Curry, and there's Draymond Green. I mean, it's like they're having a good time over there. Confidence is not gone, but is that like maybe a false bravado? Because I'm starting to think it might be.
I don't know if it's false bravado. I'm sure they're very confident and they have a right to be. But if I were the Warriors for the first time, I'd be legitimately nervous because they're playing a team that is rolling. And they're playing a team that for the first time all season doesn't care who the Warriors are. They're not intimidated by them. They're not afraid of them. And I think with the Warriors, like any great team, that's so much of the battle. Like you watch teams that go against them, and they're defeated before they even get on the court. They look at the Warriors and say, well, we're just not going to beat them. The Thunder don't care. And Russell Westbrook gets a lot of nonsense because of his attitude and his demeanor, and he broods a lot. He exudes a lot of anger. I think that helps the Thunder in this series because he just looks furious. And I think they feed off of that. The crowd feeds off that. The Warriors are facing a situation now they've not faced in really this year or last.
They were down 2-1 last year, but this does feel a little bit different. 30 seconds, we're going to talk about Tom Brady, but let me just throw one more Warriors Thunder nugget out there for you. You've got Billy Donovan deserves a ton of credit in my mind.
Sure.
They've gone big, they've gone small. The Warriors go with their death lineup. The Thunder are ready for it. They've got Serge Ibaka at center, and they roll them. Donovan, to me, I'm not going to say he's the MVP of the series, but a lot of kudos. He deserves it, bottom line.
He's outcoached Kerr. To this point, there's no way around it. He's outcoached them. And that's shocking because Kerr has such a deep bench. This is a team that really should be able to match up any way you want, but the one weakness Golden State has is not an overly big team. Bogut's the one true big you have. Spates is a nice player, but he's not the kind of guy you're going to run out there for 35 minutes a game. That's the thing that the Thunder are taking advantage of. They have Adams, they have Ibaka, they have Cantor, and they're saying, you know what? We're going to kill you on the glass. It's going to kill you. And if you don't hit every shot from outside, we're going to rebound the basketball and we're going to go the other way. And it's so far, Golden State has all kinds of issues.
Yeah, they're playing big there and they're playing small. It's impressive. They got a lot of flexibility on their roster. All right, Tom Brady. this has got to go away. Ganug, and I get Roger Goodell's wrong, and you can't be the arbiter on your own decision. I mean, that's ridiculous. But, like, I'm sorry, our courts don't need to be taking up time with Tom Brady's 17th appeal. The whole thing's exhausting. Just take your medicine. But he's just not, this guy's going to fight to the end of time.
He won't. And the problem is everybody can scream and yell about Goodell, and they're not wrong. Look, Goodell is in a lot of ways an atrocity as a commissioner. The problem, though, in this case is the NFL Players Association. You gave him the power to do all this stuff. You bargained this in the last CBA when DeMaurice Smith came out and puffed up his chest and said, "Oh, we got what we wanted. We did this and we did that." You failed miserably in this. He is judge, jury, and executioner. And what do you expect? What could you possibly expect if your boss suspends you for a week and you say, "I'd like to appeal that decision," and he says, "Okay, I'll be hearing the appeal." Well, good luck.
Right.
So you're right. Brady's never going to give this up. This is going to go on.
He's doing an in-bank appeal, which, if you don't know what that is, you're not alone. But originally there was three judges that heard the original hearing. Now he wants all 13 on the court, so you need 7. The old in-bank appeal. Bet you didn't know about the in-bank appeal.
It didn't until this morning, which now everybody's reading about it in sports. But it's
the in-bank appeal.
It's obnoxious, and I'm to the point. I think, like most NFL fans or media scribes, whatever you want to say, I think everybody's to the point where you just say to yourself, you know what, just to split the difference, okay? Let's just say,
okay,
let's
agreed.
suspend them for 2 games and move on. And if you're the Pats, come on, you're playing Arizona on the road week 1. You're probably going to lose that game even with him. So just let Garoppolo play, get waxed. You're in a division where you're going to roll. Anyway, who is beating them out in that division? Tyrod Taylor's going to go beating them out. Geno Smith. Good luck.
I like the split the difference idea. I both like and am disgusted by he signs a 2-year extension with the Patriots. Yeah. He takes a $1 million salary for 2016. So if he is suspended, which he obviously thinks there's a decent chance at, he's paying way less in fines by missing those games than he's going to get paid in 2017. It's gross, but it's genius too.
It's smart. And it is gross, but as you said, it's a genius move by Brady. I just don't understand how a league that, look, as much as Goodell screws up, it is a brilliant league. You say whatever you want. It's got a lot of issues, but it's a very smart league. It's a money-making machine. How they can't sit down with Kraft and Brady, and probably their lawyers and a union rep, and just say, look, this is a nightmare. It's never going to end. We're not going to stop going after you. You're not going to stop appealing. The court system doesn't need all this garbage in it. Let's just split it. 2 games. You're going to go 1-1, and then he's going to be back for the last 14 games of the year. You're going to kill everybody anyway and be 12-4 and go to the AFC playoffs.
It's Matt Verderame. He gets things done. We're going to wrap up with J.J. Watt and his new logo. Look at the reaction. I think it's an incredible logo. You can see the 2 J's, you can see the W, and then you can also see the 99. It's one of the most creative logos of all time, Verderame. What's your problem?
They're just all lame. They're all lame. Tiger Woods' a stupid logo. Tom Brady is stupid number 12 to TV. You look like an idiot. Roger Federer, that logo, and Federer. Look, if there's any player who should have his own logo, it's Roger Federer. These logos are ridiculous. I understand you're trying to make your own brand. The only logo ever.
Why don't you get a logo? The MV.
On my own logo. I don't need a logo.
MV.
The only logo that has ever been cool is the Jordan logo. That's it. And you know why? Stupid initials aren't in it. It's just a guy dunking a basketball. That's great.
It's a great logo.
And J.J. Watt, by the way. Look, nobody's arguing. Great player. What did you ever want? Shut up. Stop worrying about stupid logo, your Hard Knocks appearances, and just get out there and win a football game. So I got to tell you, I remember all kinds of talk going into the playoffs last year about how J.J. Watt was going to do this and J.J. Watt was going to do that. You know what I remember? I remember the Chiefs curb stomping the Texans 30-0 while J.J. Watt got hurt in the 3rd quarter and did nothing the entire game. Win a game that actually matters. He hasn't won a playoff game in years at this point.
But he's got a logo.
He does. And you know what that logo should be?
The big L.
Because you win nothing year in and year out.
Love your anger. I got one more for you. I lied. Stanley Cup playoffs. Can the Penguins come back? Can they win Game 6? Can they force a Game 7?
They can. they can, and I believe they will. And I think Game 7 is going to be unbelievable. That series has flown under the radar. Incredible series thus far. And, of course, Game 5, Blues, Sharks tonight. That series, Jake Allen now in net for St. Louis. Turned the tide a little bit. The Blues finally broke through. They were shut out in Games 2 and 3, scored 6 goals in Game 4. Great series.
Ken Hitchcock under fire all season long. Puts in a different goalie.
Yeah.
Blues get better on the forecheck. They're able to control the game a little bit better. Hitchcock.
The playoffs this year in the NHL have been the best playoffs that I can ever remember. They have been phenomenal. I'm not saying that the teams are the greatest teams I've ever seen, because around 2000, 2001, you had unbelievable teams that were better than all these teams, frankly, right now. But as far as just a level of constant competition, overtime games, drama, excitement, it's been phenomenal. It really has. The NHL should be thrilled with these playoffs.
That's Matt Verderame. He doesn't have his own logo. I'm Mark Carman. We just touched them all.